How is gut health linked to energy, inflammation, and brain function in the 60 plus population?
Yes, I mean it's a unbelievable connection. And the way that I try to convey that to when I'm teaching, presenting, is that I equate the gut as an octopus with 8 arms. So obviously, if you can visualize an octopus in the ocean, one arm can be catching a fish, another one could be catching a crab, another one could be tickling a sea anemone. I mean, whatever that is. But in the scientific literature, it's what we call the gut something axis. So obviously, we're talking about the gut brain axis, and basically, the nerve that controls or is a connection between your brain and your gut is the vagus nerve. It's a two-way highway system, but there's far-reaching effects. There's something what we call the gut adrenal axis in terms of stress physiology. There's also the gut bladder axis, the gut skin axis, the gut liver axis. So it's a very, very far reaching effect of the gut microbiome on the rest of the body. And so that's why, I said that the short chain fatty acids can affect brain inflammation. So there's a saying within the functional medicine sort of industry where they say a gut on fire is a brain on fire, but also a brain on fire is a gut on fire. So it can go two ways. And so to give you just a simple example is that I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of NFL athletes. And so one of the always biggest concerns that I have in the back of my head is that how many times have you hit your head? And so when we're talking about the TBIs, the traumatic brain injuries, it doesn't have to be a concussion for them to have a brain inflammation. It's every time that they've got hit, slammed, they got their bell rung, or whatever it is. Those are all basically TBIs that's classified as a brain injury. So you'll see classically that a lot of these guys, if they do have a history of concussions, they also have a lot of GI stuff going on
Interesting.
that drives that. So, and then it's a whole can of worms. Is like, okay, well, are they taking NSAIDs, anti-inflammatories, and that drives the gut in these all kinds of other things. And so we normally have to try to really resolve some of the gut stuff and also work on some of the brain stuff all at the same time because it's kind of like chicken or the egg conundrum. But that's where the gut does have some far-reaching impacts on the body, and in regards to obviously the immune system as well. There's what we call GALT, which basically stands for gut-associated lymphoid tissue, and basically 70% of the immune system is found in the gut. So oftentimes, if someone is having sinus infections every winter, and then they're getting colds and flus every other month, which I've had athletes are going through that. The first thing I always ask is, how's your digestion? What's going on? And then usually there's something that pops up in terms of whether they're experiencing symptoms or they've had, an extensive amount of antibiotics, in their history in the last 3 to 5 years, even 10 years ago, because it's surprising to know how impactful that can be years down the road.
A decade down the road. That's
Oh,
crazy.
absolutely. Yeah.